Today we are in Dover, Delaware, which is the capital city of the state of Delaware. We are just emerging from the wrath of Sandy, and today we're going to get a lesson in preparedness. This is Capitalism 2012. Dover, Delaware was in Sandy's path and picked up a little bit of a beating up. Thankfully, the city was prepared, no lives were lost, and the water is receding.
This is inside of City Hall where we set up our Emergency Operations Center. What we did is we got together 4 task teams for an assessment damage, broke the city off into 4 different divisions. Probably about Monday of last week, we started promoting out to the community via social media how to prepare for 72 hours worth of supplies in their own homes. Even though the government is there to help, we can't always get to every area within 72 hours. So we asked the community to be prepared. Internally, we were preparing maps, we were getting our groups together, switching shifts. We went over to 12-hour shifts instead of our typical 8 hours. Wednesday, we started doing 24-hour leaf collecting off all the streets in order to remove some of the debris from the road so our storm drains would be clear to help alleviate some of the water that would build up otherwise.
So when did you start utilizing this room, throw up your quadrant maps, and start putting your heads together in here?
Before it came to us. By Friday, we had the room set up and we were ready to go.
Right.
We activated 5 different phone lines in here, so we had a call center that people could call in for information. We had transportation lined up with city employees, that we were utilizing vans to transport people to our shelter here in town. I am very blessed with a great group of employees. All of those that came together for this were also here for Hurricane Irene last year. So there wasn't anything this year that came upon us during Hurricane Sandy that we were not prepared for. The big difference between Irene and Sandy is the time of year that it came down. We still have a lot of leaves on the trees, so all of that was being taken down by the hurricane force winds, hence clogging our drains, our storm drains. But as it was happening, there was just no way to physically keep up with it.
How do you think you fared? How did Dover fare the wrath of Sandy?
We did very well. We really did. When I look at the neighboring communities and I see the footage on TV for what they ended up with, we were prepared as well as what anybody can be, I think.
So ultimately, the community has to pitch in too. So I'd like to ask you what you thought about how your fellow residents of Dover jumped up, got together, and helped combat the effects of Sandy.
We did have people that called in and offered, they had no damages at their home. So they offered, if anybody needs help, that they're here to help. I know we had put out on Facebook prior to, if you see that the storm drain did not get cleared off, please go out and do it. If you see that your neighbors still haven't tied stuff down or haven't secured their belongings in their yard, go give them a reminder. Maybe it's because they're not physically capable of doing it, and offer to be a good neighbor. That's what a small community should be able to do. Sure. And I had a lot of good feedback back on that, that people did go out and offer their help. And I know we had people call in here into City Hall today saying, if there's any area that needs help, I'm available to help.
Unfortunately, it's situations like Sandy that force us to get that civic awareness. But thankfully, I think we Americans we excel in those situations. When it comes time to really do the work, we're unbelievable. I think it's when we're at our best. We really turn it out,
This is currently Silver Lake Park. We have a dam that feeds, all this water comes in from the St. Jones River. We opened the dam all the way and we let out a good 12 inches of water prior to the storm coming.
Just getting ready.
Just trying to help alleviate what's going to happen. Either we're going to let it off slowly or it's going to just pour right through. And we were able to keep it all condensed to this point. We had water up over the parking lot down below, all up on both sides of the bank and over the picnic areas. Right here, this is part of the walking trail that goes around. So it's still underwater here. Down there you can see a grill, so this would have all been picnic area still.
Wow, so this is where people used to spend time?
Yep.
It's very good to see that Dover, Delaware got through Sandy relatively unscathed, and now we're going to hop in the tour bus and we're going to head back up north to Providence, Rhode Island.